Paco. What's up, everyone? Welcome. This is Paco, and it's his show. He's the producer. Welcome to Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony. It is Friday, and so you know what that means. It's the Q&A. Yay! For those of you who may be new subscribers, I say that new subscribers. I lost more subscribers this week. It happens. It goes in waves where you get a bunch, and then people just go, "I'm just going to unsubscribe," you know. Okay. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, every Friday we do a Q&A. So if you want your question addressed or answered on an upcoming Q&A on Fridays, just leave your question in the comments below. Just in the comments below. That's where you leave your question, and I will address it in an upcoming episode, probably the following week. So today I'm wearing my Submariner 14060M, the seriously comfortable Rolex. Anyway, got a lot of questions today. Let's roll the intro and we'll get into it. All right, cool. First question actually comes from HBMEX1928. Al, I'm going to address your question. It's basically, do you think Rolex retail market will ever get back to how it was years ago? Blah, blah. I'm going to do an entire video on this question, so I'm going to put your question aside and do that hopefully tomorrow. So I appreciate your question, Al, but I wanted to do a whole video on it because it's more than just a sort of yes or no, whatever, and you get it. All right. Really, the first question then comes from J89318. Hi, Tony. I really like the Zenith Chrono Sport Black Dial El Primero. Do you think I'd be able to get it at a discount? And if so, what type of discount at an AD? Thanks for my Saturday morning treat in the UK watching your show. Cheers, Jay. Okay, stop it, both of you. Then someone commented on that, answered for him, okay? So here's the thing. Some of the trolls out there, they'll just pick someone's comment and pick on them or do whatever. It's so uncool. This comment came from this question, the answer. D-Money, 6050. So figure out what type of person you think this is. Take your money, go to the AD and ask them, you moron. They either will or will not give you a discount, I promise. Okay, D-Money, you punk bitch. Sorry, man. The comments like that, that's ignorance, okay? This guy, J89318, you don't know anything about him where we know he lives in the UK, but it might be a 3-4 hour drive for him to get to an AD. You think he can call up an AD and say, hey, will you give me a discount on a Zenith? Because guess what? They ain't going to quote you over the phone, and they aren't going to tell you if they're going to give you a discount over the phone. So this guy may have to drive a long distance to get to the AD just to find out. Okay, so it's a legitimate question, okay? So before you open your big mouth and start talking shit to one of my viewers, think about what you're saying, okay? Now go find another channel to troll, or ask your mommy if you can continue using the internet. Maybe you were off your formula that day, or maybe your diapers hadn't been cleaned. But I don't appreciate it. Okay, so that rant out of the way, back to your question, dude. Okay, so here's the thing. With brands like, it could be Zenith, yeah, it could be Breitling, it could be Tudor, it could be Grand Seiko, it could be a lot of these brands. They most often will give you a discount. How much is up to the AD? So that I can't tell you if they will or will not give you a discount. But for the most part, for brands like that, they should be able to give you a discount. 10% wouldn't hurt. 15 would be even better if that's possible. But I would give it a shot. And I apologize for the guy who, gave you that shitty comment. And I apologize to you, the rest of you guys, for calling him I don't apologize. Thanks for your question, man. But let me know how it goes. All right. This next one comes from Metagirl. It seems as though from media footage that European women tend to wear smaller watches than the media footage I see of women in the US. What do you think is a classic size for women for dressier occasions and for daily wear, considering that the dial needs to be legible? I'm always afraid that a smaller case will make my wrist look large. Ultimately, I do wear what I like, but I'm curious about your opinion. So, I know you, so your wrist is tiny, so a small watch is not going to make your wrist look big. You're overall just, you're small, not tiny like a small person, but you know what I mean. You have small, very thin wrists. So yeah, wear what you like. I think anything from, that you want presence on your wrist. You want anything from maybe a 34 millimeter, a 36 millimeter, 38 millimeter, maxing out at maybe 40 millimeter, because I know you have a Submariner, the same exact one. So yeah, but wear what you like. You know what I mean? Regardless of what they wear in Europe or in the US. In the US, everyone's all, it's look how big my, wall clock on your wrist, Flavor Flav on your wrist. So yeah, I've seen your watches, man. They all look pretty good on you. So thanks for your question. This one comes from Mick Fryer 6120. What's going on, Mick? Hey Tony, really loving your videos. Thanks, dude. The Q&As are always so enjoyable to listen to. As a result, the vast range of watch talk is super entertaining. I ended up getting the IWC Mark 20, and it's a fantastic daily for me. It's very robust, and the high anti-magnetism is peace of mind when I'm lugging my PA system multiple times each week for my shows. Congratulations on the Mark 20, dude. I was meaning to pick that one up too. Over the years, I've been meaning to say, I'll get one. And then, of course, I've got the Zenith. So it's like, no, I'm just going to probably not get a Mark 20. But congratulations, dude. I decided to give the Navitimer a pass. Kind of almost don't blame you for that one, depending on which one it was that you were going to get. I'm now thinking to go with the GMT Master 2 whilst I have the funds. You can't go wrong with the GMT Master 2, man. If I don't bond with it, I can always sell it and get a more affordable Rolex model. You'll bond with it. It's one of those watches that you just bond with, But then again, you might not. It feels the smarter move for my situation to go GMT Master. I love the idea of a Jubilee bracelet for the collection, so the root beer is out. All right, man. Unfortunately, I'm considering a Batgirl or GRNR, with the GRNR only released in 23. Do you think the used prices will drop a little in the near future? I guess what I'm asking is, do used prices for new pieces drop after a couple of years of being released as more pieces are available, or do they stay relatively consistent? Sorry if this is a basic question. I'm relatively new to used Rolex world. Only ever owned the one. Thanks, buddy. Take care. Hey, man. Yeah. I mean, if you're not going to go for the root beer and you've already got an oyster bracelet, then yeah, get a Jubilee bracelet. And of course, yeah, the root beer is oyster only. Batgirl or GRNR, either one. You know what I mean? And as far as your question goes, do used prices for the new drop after a couple of years of being released? Not necessarily, man. Because if you take the sub, or depending on which sub, or the GMT Master 2 Batgirl or the Pepsi, they've maintained over retail price quite a bit, over the years. So if you go for the older reference GMT Master 2 Batgirl, that has dropped because the 126710 the 126710, the newer reference, is going to be higher. You know what I mean? So those are floating around anywhere from 16 to 19,000 or something like that. The Pepsis are going for a little bit more. The GRNR is probably right now is a little high, but it probably will come down a little bit. The Rolex market hasn't. I'm going to do a whole video on this based off of the first question from Al that sent me that question about Rolex being back in the displays. So it's tough, man. You never know what's going to happen. It's been consistently going down, though, the market, on the secondary market, that is. So I don't know how long you want to wait, or how patient you are or not patient, but you know, if you want to try to pick one up, pick one up. Right now, it's a buyer's market right now. I'll tell you that. Thanks for your question, dude. This comes from Lucho2310. Hi, Tony. Question: do authorized dealers sell new watches straight to the gray market people? Okay, well, somebody does, right? Because I'm going to just give you an example. I'm not talking about the YouTubers. I'll talk about, like, say, Joma Shop. If you guys are all familiar with Joma Shop, they're probably, I would say, the biggest gray market dealer out there. And they've been around a long time. Before this whole pandemic thing, they've been around for a long time, and they get new watches and they offer anywhere from like a 2% discount to 50-60% discounts. You know what I mean? So is it the manufacturer that are selling these out the back door to the gray market, or is it the retailers that are doing it? I mean, someone's doing it, because, yeah, you know what I mean? There's no way that they can get, for instance, you take a $7,800 Zenith, and then you see it on Joma Shop for like $5,500, brand new. You know, somebody got that watch to them, right? It wasn't like they purchased it. It's not like one person purchased it from an AD and then sold it to Joma Shop, because then that would be considered a pre-owned or used watch. But they get brand new watches. Now, what you don't get when you shop at somewhere like Joma Shop is you don't get the manufacturer warranty. So you go out and buy a brand new Zenith, and something happens to that watch, you can't send it back to Zenith for repair. You have to send it back to Joma Shop. And guess what? Joma Shop has shitty customer service. I used to buy from them a long, long time ago for watches, not high-end luxury, because a lot of times you don't get the warranty card. Like, you won't get the warranty card. Sometimes you don't even get the original box. You'll get it like a Joma Shop box. And I remember I got a watch that was, it happened not just once, because I can understand one time something happening, but on multiple occasions, you know. And like I say, I'm only talking about brands at about the $1,000 price point. And they blamed me. They said I broke the watch. I'm like, you're out of your freaking mind. I just opened the box. If you check the record, you'll see I signed for the watch 5 minutes ago, you know? So things like that. You got to be careful of that. But so someone is selling to the gray market. Is it the authorized dealers? Possibly. And some of them, yeah, they need to clear out their inventory and get new shit in. Or is it some of the actual manufacturers that do it? I don't know. So there you go. This is from Zachary Andrews. New subscriber, like your content and thought process. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Question: are consumers doing a disservice to themselves anytime they buy Swiss watches that aren't chronometer certified? We should be holding Swiss made to the highest caliber. Anything less, you're better off buying Chinese, Japanese. The only exception being Swiss micro brands. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks. I appreciate your question, but I don't agree with you. You know, I mean, you're looking at, let me just go with this Zenith, and I'm not talking all Zenith, but this particular pilot's not chronometer certified, and they've got a massive history in the watch industry. Just because it's not chronometer certified doesn't mean that it's not a great watch. You know, chronometer certified basically means that watch, that movement, not the watch, but the movement is tested outside to COSC, so that's why it's chronometer certified, is COSC certification, and they test that movement, right? And once in different positions, and if it passes that test, then it becomes, which is +4 -6 seconds a day, or the reverse of that. Then that watch, that movement becomes COSC certified. Once they get that movement back, then it gets cased up, and the watch goes, and then now you got COSC certification, a certified chronometer, whatever. Rolex go one further. They put the movement back in the watch, and then they do additional testing on it, so it goes +2 -2 seconds a day. So no, I don't agree with that at all, man. And if you want to go Chinese or Japanese, by all means, go ahead and do so. There's plenty of great Japanese brands that are out there that make great watches and great movements. You know what I mean? But again, it's like saying, well, you know, I'm not gonna buy this Swiss watch because it's not COSC certified, so now I'm going to go buy a Chinese or a Japanese watch. No, it doesn't make sense, man. But I appreciate your question. Thanks, dude. Sensible 202. Are you strictly focused on the well-known brands only? No, I'm not. Thanks for your question. Vahan S. Great video as always, Tony. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. The GMT is such a beautiful piece. I hope I get the call for it one day. Based on my last visit to the AD, I'm not as optimistic. I'm curious to hear your thoughts and also thoughts from our watch friends if they've had the same experience as this. I got a call for my two-tone blue dial sub in January of 2023. I don't pop in that often to the AD, mainly because it's kind of far from where I live, and also being a previous customer, and they know I'm serious about adding it to my collection. I went to visit 2 months ago and found out that my sales rep is no longer there and had changed industries altogether. The new rep I met was really nice and helpful, as was the manager, who introduced himself and spent time with me as well. I feel like I'm starting at square one. Has anyone had any luck getting allocations with the new rep? Sorry for the long-winded question. It's all good, man. So you guys, you can answer this. Have you had this scenario, like starting from square one? Has your rep AD left the AD and now you got to deal with a new rep, and does it start all over again? So I can't answer that because, I can just give you my opinion. I think it depends on the AD and exactly how that AD operates. You know what I mean? They'll probably still put you ahead of, like, if it was a new person coming in that has no spend history, but maybe you guys can answer the question. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it as always. All right, this comes from Vianouche, Vianouche1. Dear Tony, your opinion on the Breguet 3800. It seems a very nice chrono for little money. A bit thick, but well. You're saying it's stupid? Bit thick, is it? Sorry, man. Yeah, Breguet 3800. It's awesome. That's the Type 20, right? Is it the Type 20? I think. Yeah, it is. It is. No, Breguet, anything Breguet does is amazing, I think. Not everything. I don't love everything they do, but Breguet is just so underrated, man. And you can pick those up like for around $8,000, $7,000, $8,000, I think, on the secondary. Just really good money. Yeah, I would definitely pick one up, man. You're getting into higher horology. It's better than, well, it's a chronograph, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, do it, man. Hi, Tony. My name is Bathroom Guy, as always. Why do you think there is recent negativity or even hate around Bremont watches recently? I like the look of the watches and am considering buying one. Would love to know your thoughts and your opinions about the brand. Thank you. Bathroom Guy, that's your name? Your parents didn't like you? Well, I don't know. I mean, they got a new CEO, right? Named Davide. Davide. He came from Mont Blanc. He was with Mont Blanc. Before that, he was with Tudor. Relative, he's a French guy or whatever, and he's taken over a British company, and then he just took over and he kind of started everything with a new logo and everything else, and people hated it. People just hated it. Other than that, I don't know too much about the watch. I've never owned one. I've never considered owning one. I just thought it was a weird thing that they just gave this Davide, what's last name starts with a C, I think Cerisco or something like that. I don't know. But, they just gave him full, do what you want to do and we'll stand behind you. And that's what he did. And doesn't look like it's working out real well, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you a better answer, dude, but thanks for your question. This is Evander Holyfield's left ear. Oh, you've asked a question before. And speaking of that, it's Tyson fighting tonight, right? So by the time everyone watches this, it'll probably be over. Anyway. Hey, Tony, hope you're well and having a wonderful week. Thanks, man. You too. What are your thoughts on the rose gold two-tone GMT Master 2, aka root beer? I asked my AD for one, and it seems like it doesn't seem like it's a difficult watch to secure these days, maybe a couple of months. For a bit of extra context, I already have the Bruce Wayne, and the GMT line from Rolex is my favorite. Yeah, man, if you like two-tone watches and you like the root beer, then, yeah, I think it's probably a little easier to get. I mean, two-tone watches in general are easier to get than just steel, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's a great watch, and best of luck with that. And by the way, do you have the Bruce Wayne on the Oyster or on the Jubilee? Because if you have it on the Jubilee, then it'd be awesome to get the root beer, because then you have both. Greg Miller 674. I have a Tag Heuer I have a Tag Aqua Racer 300. I'm looking for a nice upgrade. What watch would you recommend for a first watch to add to my Tag? I don't know. Are you looking for a dive watch? Are you looking for a dress watch, a pilot watch, some other kind of sport watch? You can go with a Tag Aqua Racer 300. Is that a quartz watch? Anything, Tudor Black Bay 58, Tudor Pelagos, Tudor 54, Omega 300, S&P 300, Seamaster. There's a lot of watches that you could get that would be an upgrade. Cartier, even Rolex OP, Rolex Datejust. It's endless, man. So yeah, I was just look around, see what you're looking for, and then try them on. Best of luck. David Parrish Productions. Thanks for the Friday video, man. Hey, question for next week. Do watch authorized dealers tend to wear watches, or the salespeople? What do they tend to wear at Bindi, or are they discouraged from wearing watches? Just curious. Thanks, brother. Hey, dude, what's happening, man? I don't know why you think they would be just discouraged. I mean, they're in the business of selling watches, so they're going to have to wear a watch. At Bindi, I don't know what everyone wears. I know Juan wears a root beer GMT. He also has a Datejust Wimbledon 41. Also has an AP, but doesn't wear that there because they're not an authorized AP dealer. Some of the other reps wear Rolex, and I think the new reps don't. If they don't have a Rolex, they're not going to get a Rolex. They're going to have to wait before they could get one. They would have to buy it. They might give them one to wear, but for the most part, yeah, they all wear watches, man. So I appreciate your question, dude. Thank you. Adam Justin, and I don't know. Then it cut off. Adam Justin. Hi, Tony. How often do you service your Rolex watches? 6-digit versus 5-digit references. Do you stick to a schedule or wait until you see signs that it needs to be serviced? I have a 2012 14060M that is running perfectly. I'm not sure whether to send it in now or wait until it's 2012 14060M. Anyway, I love your content. Keep it up. You want to know if you want to service now or wait, or see if it, if it waits till if I service it when it goes wrong. When it goes south, is when I start to do anything. You know what I mean? I'll probably get this one serviced, just to get the papers on it, but because I have box and I have the hang tag, but I don't have any papers for this watch, so I'm gonna send it in and get it serviced and get it running up to specs anyway, because it's not running +2 -2. But yeah, I just wait, man. I don't know, but if you feel good about wanting to get it serviced, you want it serviced now, then take it by all means, and get it serviced. So it's whenever you feel like it, But if it starts running really shitty, no, then I would do it before the watch gets too bad. You know what I mean? But if it's running perfectly now, there's no need, I don't think. So best of luck on that, man. Appreciate it. Next one comes from Joel Bolt 88. Great video, Tony. Always appreciate watching every Friday night. Thanks, dude. Always curious what your opinion is on the new Bel Canto. I was curious, what is your opinion on the new Bel Canto Classic from Christopher Ward? I think it's the only watch that Christopher Ward has done that I really like, you know what I mean? Because it's unique, and for the price point, with the chime thing. I think it's great. What's the price point on that? $3,400 maybe. They take a Solita movement, they modify it, and they whatever, but it's still it's a cool watch, and they got different colors and whatever. Yeah, I think they're awesome. Next one comes from New York Chi 845. Sorry, my video is getting long. New York Chi 845 or NY Chi, Naichi. Are there any micro brands out there that you really like in 2024? And I think you should try the San Martin original design watch. I think you will be highly surprised. No, I'm not a huge fan of micro brands. I want to make sure that brand is going to be around for a period of time. I think some of the micro brands have really nice looking watches, but you never know how long they're going to be around for. You know what I mean? So and San Martin, I don't know. I don't think so. But thanks for your question, man. Sammy Kadom, Kadom. Have you bought a titanium watch? If yes, what are your top daily wear titanium watches? I don't have top titanium watches. I don't generally like titanium. I'm looking to get a titanium daily wear watch, thinking of IWC Pilot Mark 20 titanium. Well, that's a good watch, man. And if you want it in titanium, by all means, if it's light. I like the Zenith Defy Extreme Sport because it's a 42.5 millimeter watch and it's big. It's titanium, so it's not so heavy. My titanium watch that I wear every day is a Timex, It's a, what is it called? An Expedition North. I wear this when I go to bed. And I take a shower with it in the morning, and it's extremely reliable, and the lume is awesome, and it stays lit throughout the night when I put the flashlight on it. So, but other than that, I'm not a huge titanium fan. Anyway, you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and if you even watched to the end. But you guys have a great one. We'll see you on the next one.